Yeah, had to let that die down a little bit. Looked like a stealth jet, but sounded loud as hell. Unless, I don't know, but like I was saying, the feeling, man. The feeling, man. The feeling make it real. They say our thoughts go out into the quantum field. Our intention, our thoughts, but our feeling would bring them back, would make them manifest. Our feeling, our faith and believing, is it real already for us? Because like they say, ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing that's made that wasn't, everything is already made. Ain't no, all these topics we discussing, anything on YouTube, it's been discussed before. It's being discussed now, and it's gonna be discussed in the moment after this. However long, whatever piece of this time we created you want to put on it, a day, a year, hour, any moment after this, it's still gonna be talked. We're gonna talk about, because we repetition. And some truths, like I say, be relative. What whole truth today might not be true tomorrow. And if we can't talk about it, it's still being a truth in that moment of tomorrow, we can at least talk about how it was a lesson that some truths is relevant and some truths just ain't relevant. But anyway, back to that saying, the feeling, creating, being God over your circumstances, being God over Pharaoh. Do you believe that? Do you believe you God over your circumstances? We can replace God if it make anybody uncomfortable saying God, because I know, and that's just through deep programming condition. I'm admitted, because it's for real. Like, and that ain't nothing wrong with that. It's something wrong if you don't become aware of it and do something about it. And it really ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't sit here and complain about what you're experiencing when you the cause of that. I done it all the time. I still do it sometimes. What I'm saying is, I ain't losing such. I ain't losing. I'm you know, I park another car in that lane over there. But stuff just be popping. That's what I said. They say if you, this is something else just hit me. They say if you sit out in the sun for just like 8 or 20 minutes, I can't remember which one. I don't know if I got this from Rashad Jamal. I got it from somebody. I don't know. But they say you receive downloads. Just sit in the sun. I can believe that. I've been out here, good workout, and I've been out here, man. I'm talking about, listen. Me and my people, I'm talking about hell of conversations. Life-changing conversations. Life-changing thinking, for the good or the bad. It's all up to us, though. What I'm saying, what you want to experience. You can experience the good or the bad. It's up to you, though. And can't nobody pick for you. Can't nobody choose for you. And God ain't a respecter of person. You not a respecter of person. Yeah, man. I would never imagine myself sitting here doing this. For me to be on, record myself, uploading to YouTube. Ask any about me, man. Ask the girl, I ain't gonna say her name, from back when I stayed on Lantana and Elkton in the 80s. I was about like, what, 5 years old. She had a crush on me. She was the aggressor. She pushed up on me. I used to run. She was so much the aggressor that I used to literally run the house when I seen her coming up off North Bend. When I seen her walking towards where we stayed on the corner. Already knowing she gonna come, and I liked her, but it was just something different. I was shy. That's what I'm getting at. Like, for her just to come up and throw her arm around me and just like, and be like some stuff like how you would do a girl. Sent me running the house to the point, my older cousins and them, my sisters, they'd grab me and make me stay outside. They'd make me go through it. And I appreciate that. I ain't no fighter at heart. I don't believe in hurting nobody. That's why I'm still on topic on the other end. But that's why I believe, like, if you got people in your life, friends, family, anybody, that we can disagree, we can forget who we are and forget not to give too much importance to the argument and debate, whatever you want to call it, but getting too involved and passionate in it. Even though I'm passionate about nature, people take that the wrong way sometimes. But should I compromise the work? I don't know. It's up to me what I want to do. But we'll forget, and we'll let that pendulum grab us, suck our energy. We'll suck their energy. We both pendulums crashing. Because it's two individuals. I mean, one can be stronger than the other, though. I appreciate that, bro. What you about to do?
I'm about to go ahead on to the house right quick, but granddaughter came back.
Okay, then. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you good? Are you having something? You cool? No, I got nothing. She just called me. I go pick her up.
That's cool. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get at you.
All right. I'm gonna bring some of that when I get it now.
What I gotta? Yeah, I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna keep this covered so, but we know. I ain't. And like I say, I'm done saying what I don't do. I haven't drunken soda in a while. Every blue moon. No, it don't align with what I'm on. But a lot of stuff I still indulge in here and it don't align with what I'm on. It's just about, but I'm aware of that. I consciously wanted that. I could have said the water. I ain't want the water. But anyway. Okay. He was talking about the mumbling gripe and how it took him all that time to get up out of there. That I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, man, just believing. Do you believe that the divinity, that you are a divine being that came here to have experiences and you got a hand in those experiences? Of course, the collective could create, that's what I'm saying, when you horn of it, like they say in the Bible, getting to one accord. Just picture us down here all doing the inner work. Clearing up the stuff, our trigger, the stuff that bother us, realizing we divine beings, realizing we could choose to feel, we ain't got to let them control us, and agreeing and aligning in harmony, in faith, in belief, in that energy of not to let nothing divide us. No race, no gender, no block, hood, street, state, city, country, continent, no human, animal. We was all down here in harmony. Now the animals, that's natural. We can't change that as far as them being, you know, the ones that's carnivores. But it's just that I'm saying we ain't eating them. Anything like outside of that, but we could. But I'm saying that's what make us powerful. We got the choice if we want to be in tune with the natural order of things, or if we want to rebel and go against the grain. You feel me? And cause a imbalance in the quantum field. And that's why we like I'm saying, it's natural laws, man-made laws. Just like we subject to the consequence of man-made laws, we subject to the consequence of natural laws. That's why a lot of stuff going on the way it is, sun getting cut. That's why we know I was, like I say, being conscious, man, I realized, you know what I'm saying? I used to think it was aware of what they were doing to us. No, for me, being conscious is aware of what I'm doing to me. Because as long as I'm doing for me, not to me, for me, what need to be done is showing up for me the same way. I'm aware of what they doing. I don't have to be mad at it. I understand. I'm just like me. That's the equivalent to me. That's the equivalent of being mad at you for having a negative thought from a negative mindset that you don't deal with no more. Nah, we ain't forgetting. And that's what's keeping us in these loops of ignorance, separated. The division, man. You know how strong we'd be if we was together. But anyway, that's what's keeping us divisive, man. Anything. This denomination of church. I'm talking about, man, they'll break it down to anything. Like, if we could healthily disengage from the ego, not trying to do it with the ego, we got to work with the ego, but understand the ego and realize we are not the ego. We are not what he identified with. Jason Washington identifies with experience, identifying with a lot of things, and is morphing and shifting into identifying with new things, but he still has biased thoughts and stuff according to certain belief systems and identifying with certain identities. You feel me? And he's subject to that. Like, so I'm just saying, like, we above that. We ain't the identity. Like, if we can healthily disengage, wouldn't nothing affect us for real. No so-called problem and nothing. Like, when you just detach and know, and like I say, don't even focus on the negative. Focus on what you want to happen and believe it's done. But like I say, they keep us, man, so separated and divided by the stupidest stuff. Colors, skin complexion colors, created colors. Like I say, churches, faiths, anything, belief systems. You don't believe, and it's all pendulums. It's all because somebody hoarding that energy. Somebody hoarding the energy. Where it's going? It ain't being destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody getting all that good energy and belief and faith in that belief, because we identify with certain stuff. And that go for any level or level of congregations or whatever. But back to the main thing, we got, that was the thing. We got over Pharaoh, over our circumstances, over ourselves, because we are our circumstances. Agree or disagree? Hit me in the comments if you agree or disagree. I agree. Taking full responsibility, taking full accountability. I just be looking away sometimes. Like I say, I be visualizing just like of me doing that. You can't be the victim no more. There is no devil. Back to you not wanting to be released from your bondage of Pharaoh, your old thinking. Wanting to have a devil, wanting to have somebody to lay blame on, so you can't blame yourself and make a change. As long as you lay blame, you fine. You don't have to change. They need to change. But the funny thing is, you can't make nobody else change. You can't. You could force. You could try, but you could put them in situations where like you say, you could lock people up. You could take things. You could give. You could do, but you can't change their being and who they want to become. Period. You could program them and set them on a course for destruction, institutionalize them, lock them up for a long time. The environments, the pendulums, the scripts, the role. That's nothing I want to talk about. Being a star of this is a movie. Why we want to keep? I'm gonna say we instead of you. It don't really matter. I'm involved. That's why I say like with the wordplay, we ain't got to make that too important. Why we want to keep choosing to play an unfavorable character in our movie? We the director, we the producer, we you know what I'm saying? We running it. We gonna let other people shine in our movie, play the role. Like, why don't we believe you could play whatever role you want to play? Why are we choosing to play an unfavorable role? Why am I choosing to play somebody that's struggling to make ends eat? Somebody that's believe you got to bust your ass to make money, that money come back hard, and believe, or not even money, or I can't believe I can fall in love, or I can't believe I have an honest relationship, or people ain't done, just believe in the, we know things happen because people identify with certain things and manifest certain realities for themselves. But like I say, we can still choose to see the good in people, and this is what I'm working on. Like, even, and that don't mean you got to do, like I said, I don't mean you got to deal with people. And like, if we like, that ain't nothing wrong with that either. Ain't nothing wrong with not doing no. Only the ego could choose and get into that. Ah, man, he ain't messing with me no more, man. F him, man. He ain't, man. I'm talking about F him. I'm cussing like a motherfucker. But yeah, he ain't. Yeah, man. Forget him. He ain't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, but it ain't like. Sometimes it be intentional. Even if it's intentional, whether you causing and you ain't accepting that you like gave him the scissors to cut you off, or he doing some bull stuff and he cut you off on top of it. Either way, it's only going to affect you how you allow and agree for it to affect you. You in control. You God over Pharaoh. You God over your circumstances. It's hot out here, and I'm worried. That's why I went on ahead and came out here. I wanted to get outside today. Like I said, in the sun, it's inspiring. You should try it. Even I'm down here with the bugs now. I'm sure people in different places where I'm talking about, it ain't just flying things, it's creepy, crawly things, all type of things down here. Gators, all type of stuff. I got pictures of videos of gators hitting the head, the puppies. Yeah, it get real down here. Wild hogs. But anyway, you God or your circumstances. That's why I got this tatted on me. And I was religious for like my first few years of an 11-year sentence. I was, because I was looking for something outside of myself to save me. All this code had to just tie together to save me from my circumstances. I didn't even know I was going to do 11 years. I didn't know I had a state case and a fed case. I didn't know I was going to do, I was facing a max of 6.5 years in the state to a max of motherfucking Shit, probably 50 years or something. I don't know. I don't know what I was going, but I ended up coming out with 11. And they was trying to give me 13 and a half because of the Fed. But that's another story. But I'm saying I was looking for something outside of myself to save me from Pharaoh, which really nothing but myself, my thinking. I could go back to both of my cases, illegal search and seizures, even though in their law, it don't just be, but it's supposed to hold them accountable to if they seize the fruit, if they illegally seize, they seize the fruit of a poisonous tree, meaning they got the evidence against me illegally, they're supposed to honor that I had rights and I'm not supposed to be charged. It didn't play out for me like that because I didn't allow it. I didn't agree for it to play out me like that. I was locked up with somebody with my same last name, Michael Saint, down the way. He was in there for a pistol case. Record, first Fed case. They tried to arm career criminally, 15 years, motion to suppress. He's sitting in the county. I'm fighting my state case, knowing the ATF got a hold on me. He in there, he ain't worried. He ain't worried at all. He's sitting in the cell. I'm talking about, he used to like to be by himself. Anytime he then manifested the cell to himself. He was in there by himself for a minute. He had a cell. He had found a way to get alone, and he just always had that far off look at myself. Like when I say I'm looking, I'm visualizing. Now looking back, I see what he was doing, and he had his feet kicked up. He wasn't. I'm like, bro, you facing 15 hours? Like me, I'd be like, man, he was not worried, bro. He had a spot, and they couldn't prove domain at his people's spot. They couldn't prove that he stayed there. He didn't have no mail on it. He had to change the clothes. They try to change the clothes don't mean you've been living there. Like you using that as your address. It don't. What son? Do he got something with his mail with his name on there? Do he got things like showing that he's really a foundation? No. And he stood on that. And he believed and allowed and agreed that he could get the outcome he wanted. And I happened to be in the cell. That was in 2005. I happened to be in a cell in Boone County, Kentucky with a dude from New York. We went to court with him, told me he had Judge Baird. I had a good judge too. In this realm, but me as judge, I was horrible. And that's why I lost. But he won because he was a good judge of himself. He didn't feel guilty about what he did. He had faith in that he knew he, as a human, as a sovereign being, he got rights. And they violated them rights. And they couldn't be, he just knew. Same way they did mine, but I didn't know. He had faith. He won his motion to suppress. All he did was the time in the county. And too bad, it was like a couple years. He couldn't get the money, no compensation there because we supposed to be innocent and proven guilty, but y'all played me like I was guilty until I proved myself innocent. He beat it. He won his motion to suppress. I lost. I lost, man.
Track.